What's going on, y'all? This is the Couple of Dudes podcast, where a couple of dudes are talking sports. Today, we're talking about what Davante Adams said, how he responded to it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about it and
our opinions.
Our opinions, yeah.
You know, you could have just summed it up right there.
Shut up. If you have been living under a rock, Davante Adams said, when he was asked about like the differences in changing from quarterback to quarterback, and he said, well, when you go from one Hall of Famer to another, it's gonna be a bit of an adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
He was asked later in another interview
what he meant
by that, and he really didn't retract his statement.
And he kind of said it as the most confusing way possible. He danced around the question while going kind of into the question.
What do you mean he danced around the question?
I don't know. It was just a weird response. I remember reading it in an article, and it was just like, what is he saying?
I saw it like that, a little clip from a press conference of him responding to his clip, and I saw this clip of him responding to his clip, and he said, the way they worded it in the statement is not what I said. He said, if I go from one Hall of Famer to possibly another Hall of Famer. That's what he meant to say, but he still thinks Derek Carr is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion on this matter?
I mean, I don't know.
There it is.
I like Derek Carr. I mean, I think he's a good quarterback. But at this present time, is he a Hall of Famer in my opinion? No.
Okay. I would agree with that.
I feel like if he gets more Pro Bowls, if he gets more, maybe an All-Pro nod, if he gets a ring, then sure, he has a case.
I would agree with that. But let's take into account he had to overcome adversity. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler with a good 7 years left, right? And what are you laughing about?
You literally just copied what Colin Cowherd said.
Yeah.
You said it word for word.
Because he's right. But
you didn't
listen,
say a word for word.
8 out of the... I'd say 7 out of the 8 years he had in the league,
mm-hmm.
he's had a below-average offensive line. And a lot of people are really disrespect Derek Carr.
I'd say more it's a not very good weapons core that he has more than it is the O-line, because he had
Amari
O-line.
He had Amari Cooper for a couple years.
Ooh, Amari Cooper.
He was good.
He had one receiver. You need a running back, a good running back, a good...
He had... So, let's see.
Josh Jacobs got drafted, 2017, 2018?
2018.
Hunter Renfrow got drafted, 2017, 2018?
Yeah.
Darren Waller, when was he? When did you get him from Baltimore?
He was drafted in 2014 to the Ravens as a wide receiver, not even a tight end.
And when did he...
He was on the Ravens until 2016, and then he was on the practice squad, and then the Raiders picked him up in 2018.
Okay.
Off their practice squad.
So yeah, besides Amari Cooper for those couple of years, he has had pretty miserable weapons.
Yeah. And other than Hunter Renfrow last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've definitely got their core group of receivers and guys now.
See, with Derek Carr, I forgot what I was going to say.
Good for you.
Can you keep going?
I don't know. I mean,
he had a core group of weapons.
Yeah, he has now the core group of guys that I think can take him to that next level. And another thing that I'm worried about his Hall of Fame case is his lack of playoff berths, playoff experience. He's made it to the Pro Bowl, twice in his career and dropped out three times and dropped out first round every single time?
What do you mean he dropped out first?
Well, he lost first round every single time. And
well, last year was Derek Carr's first playoff game because the first
he
time
got injured every single time.
Well,
before.
no. The last time they made the playoffs before last year was 2016. They played the Texans first round, and Derek Carr was injured, and Matt McGloin, the backup quarterback, was injured. And then the backup quarterback, he was injured. And we had our rookie third stringer come in for his first ever NFL start. I want to say his name was like something Carson or something. And he came in and had a miserable performance, like 3 picks. Hell,
Well, yeah, I mean,
like 4 picks, 1 touchdown.
Who's getting his first career start in the playoffs?
Well,
I mean, mind you, it's against the Texans, but like
the Texans were good back then.
the Texans were not bad.
The Texans were really good back then. Back when they had prime J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins. They had a good team back in
And
the...
young before all the allegations to Deshaun Watson.
No, that was before Deshaun Watson.
I think that was his rookie year.
2014?
Oh, 2014. You said 2016 earlier.
Oh. No, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was 2014.
Alright.
It was either 2014 or 2016. But anyway, another thing being, he has had terrible defenses for his entire
That's just
year.
the Raider way.
No. They've had some pretty good defenses in their history. Back in like the early 70s.
Exactly.
But-
Name a good defense that you've had in the past 20 years.
I don't want
Because you can't.
to. Shut up.
Exactly.
The Raiders, they've had terrible defenses for every year Derek Carr's been in the league. For all 8 of his seasons. He's going into his 9th year.
Mm-hmm.
For all 8 of his seasons, here is the stat. His defenses have allowed the most points for every year of his 9 years in the league. And he's still been good. Last year he carried that tire fire into the playoffs. Granted, lost in the first round.
Didn't
Because
just lose.
he had
got
one-
whooped.
He didn't get whooped. He lost by 2 touchdowns. Against the future Super Bowl.
Yeah, but watching
losers.
that game, it was not as close as the scoreboard might have said. It was an ugly game.
It was Derek Carr's first playoff game. He had 1 receiver to throw to. Darren Waller just came off of an injury. Josh Jacobs did not have a good season.
You're speaking fast, like you're suddenly just all mad at me. You're like, you.
What? I don't sound like that.
Well, no, you were talking just so quickly. You were like trying to sound like this. You're like, oh my god. No, I have to back up my guy. Come on.
That's what. But that was facts, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
True, but like, I mean, just I don't know, man.
See, now you don't know.
Shut up.
You've got guys like Jimmy Garoppolo,
Yeah.
your starting quarterback,
Oh, I'm so happy. About
who's
that.
had, I know, who's had some of the best defenses in the league, with Fred Warner, Nick
Do we need
Bosa.
to mention that it's Jimmy?
No. Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I'm pretty sure we do.
Because Jimmy G had some of the best defenses. Kinda carried
Oh, I'm well
In the-
aware.
in the Super Bowl.
I'm well aware.
And then you contained Patrick Mahomes for 3.5 quarters. And then
Jimmy threw 2 picks.
and he overthrew a guy. If Jimmy G hits 1 deep ball, he's a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah. But he can't.
But he didn't,
You want to know why?
because he sucks.
Because he's Jimmy.
Because he's Jimmy Garoppolo. We're getting off topic. The point being,
You were the one who brought it into this topic, so I mean, you can't.
well, yeah,
You can't.
I was doing it to prove my point.
Good for you.
Derek Carr, arguably, at the end of his career, will arguably, depending on how good he does with this insane offense that he has,
And miserable defense.
not a miserable defense. We have
Quite below average.
We have great edge rushers. and then a solid linebacker core.
Besides Denzel Perryman, who exactly do you have?
Divine Diablo is one of the most underrated linebackers.
He had one of the most amazing names.
He had a good
that.
season last year.
Sure.
He had a great season. Well, good season.
Okay.
For his standards. No one's ever heard of him.
I've heard of him just because he has a funny name.
Then why'd you say who?
Because I think everyone else listening right now is like, who? Unless you're like a diehard Raiders fan like you are.
Yeah.
So, continue. Who's your other linebacker? Last time I checked.
Denzel Perryman. I think we cut Corey Littleton.
You guys need 3 linebackers, don't you? You
Yeah.
mentioned 2.
We cut Corey Littleton. I don't know who the other one is. Oh yeah, we got Jayon Brown.
Jayon Brown?
Jayon Brown.
Trying to rack in my head who the heck that is.
Why are you so mean?
Because I like to.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. We're getting even more off topic than we were before.
And then we have an all right safety duo in Trayvon Merrick and Jabram.
You know, if you can't cover anybody,
The problem
it
with
doesn't mean anything.
the problem with Jabram is that he's not very good in coverage, but he can hit people,
Okay.
and he's fast.
Okay.
Merrick had a good season. Last year was his rookie season. He had a good year. The only thing we lack is a great corner.
Is even a good corner.
Rock
Don't
Ya-Sin
go on
is
Rock
good.
Ya-Sin for me.
He's
Oh my
good.
God. He's an average
His nickname
corner.
is Lock Ya-Sin. Do you just get that? No? Dude, Rock Ya-Sin is alright. He's our best corner.
He's mid.
I'll give you that. He's mid.
He's like the definition of an average corner.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
That's the one thing the Raiders lack is a great corner and a good offensive line. I was just about to say that.
And interior defensive lineman.
Yeah.
And a third linebacker.
We have Jayon Brown.
And a second linebacker.
We have Denzel Perryman.
Denzel Perryman's your 1 linebacker.
He's
Who's
our
your 2 and 3?
1.
Divine
Jayon
Diablo
Brown.
and
Jayon Brown is our 2.
Ooh.
Divine Diablo's our 3.
Ooh.
What do you mean? Ooh.
That's like the most, just like, I need help.
What do you mean? Denzel Perryman had 155 tackles last
I
year.
don't have any problem with Denzel Perryman. Do I think is he good? Sure. But anybody else on that linebacker core, you cannot
Jayon
convince
Brown
me
is
he's
good. Jayon Brown is an underrated signing that they had. Just because you don't know who he is doesn't mean he's bad.
Yeah, it kind of does.
No. Just because you, a rando 15-year-old out of Sacramento, California, doesn't know who Jayon Brown is, does not mean he's not good. I guarantee you my mom doesn't even know who Denzel Perryman is.
I doubt that, yeah.
Yeah. So, does that mean Denzel Perryman's not good?
No.
Exactly.
Okay, back on topic of Derek Carr.
Carr.
Let's put in our opinions. At the end of the day, do we think he can become a Hall of Famer?
Absolutely.
You think so? Like, 100%?
I absolutely think he has the full potential to become a Hall of Famer. But right now, if he were to retire today, no.
Yeah. I feel like he has to kind of do like a Simi Matthew Stafford, where not leaving a team, but like staying on the team. He just has to get those teams around.
What Stafford did?
What Stafford in Detroit was a stat guy who was not going to make it into the Hall of Fame because he had nothing around him. He had
Calvin Johnson for a couple years, but that was it. He had a terrible offensive line. He just had no one other than Calvin Johnson.
And that's what Derek Carr has had for most of his career.
For his entire career, you mean?
Pretty much.
Except he hasn't had a top 3 receiver like Calvin Johnson.
Or like Davante. Well, now he does, but like...
But yeah, now he does. We haven't seen him play with Davante yet.
Yeah. I mean, the chemistry is there. I mean, they played
together in college.
So...
He was a college quarterback.
Yeah.
I think...
So I feel like at the end of the day, It really just depends on how well he does it within the next 3 years.
Because
Unless he pulls a Tom Brady or
Stafford
Aaron
went to where the weapons were. Derek Carr brought the weapons to him.
Yeah, so I mean, it really just... And if he wins a Super Bowl or even gets into maybe the AFC Championship game for that matter,
then that'd
his
be big.
Hall of Fame chances will go up because...
If he wins a couple rings, I think there's no question.
Oh, yeah. And if he gets a couple
If he
more
gets
Pro
a
Bowls,
couple
maybe
more
even
Pro
an
Bowls,
All-Pro nod.
Pro nod, just something.
Yeah.
All the haters silenced. All the haters will be silenced. You.
I don't hate Derek
You
Carr
hate
at all.
the Raiders
Yes.
for no reason.
No. It's a rivalry thing.
Dude, the Raiders and the Niners play once every 4 years.
They're still pretty much a rivalry. It's like the Giants-A's rivalry. It's just a Bay rivalry, which now it's not really the Bay, but Bay rivalry because you guys move. Stupid idiots, but...
The A's didn't move?
No, you guys and the Raiders.
Oh.
You guys moved. So,
Yeah.
but still, everyone's going to know it as the Bay Battle. Or
Well, yeah,
whatever that you
they
want
were
to call
right
it.
next to each other for all those years.
Yeah. So, I mean...
There it is. Okay. But that's our opinions
Yep.
on what Davante Adams said.
Yeah. And
Derek Carr.
lots of other random things.
Derek Carr's going to be a Hall of Famer at the end of his career.
I can see it. Not 100% though.
Yep.
I give it a 72-38
72-38?
on whether he makes it or not.
So you think there's a 72% chance he doesn't make it?
No, that he does.
Okay. Cool. Anyway, that was the episode. Episode 7. We out.
Peace.
See ya.